If you're new here, welcome to I Like to Build Stuff. This channel where I, Jim, the guy in the videos, not only builds all kinds of stuff like woodworking and metalworking to building shops and houses and all kinds of outdoor structures such as porch swings and pergolas and big old, but I will also give you reviews on kinds of stuff that'll help you in your decisions to see if it's right for you and your projects. Okay, here we go and back to the video. Okay, now that we're ready for the rafter, since we got all the walls done, what I'm doing here is I'm actually going to mark out each rafter on top of the wall so we can see it on the side of the wall and on the top of the wall when we start to put our rafters up. It's something I do on all of it. I go 2 foot on center, and that's what our rafters are going to sit at. And here you just mark both sides, so if you're stuck on either side, you can see the line. Then I'll go ahead and do an actual line across it. And I'll finish them up here. Then I'll do the other side. Then we'll start getting the rafters up. Now this is how we're doing the rafters. It's me and my son-in-law Dan and my wife Gwen. We're just doing it by hand because they're only 24 foot wide. And anything more than that, you might want to grab an extra person or maybe even a crane. But with this, we're going to go ahead and just put them up by hand. We lift them up, get them in place. Then we can go ahead and flip them up. And I put the boards on the top so it'll create a friction to keep them straight up while we toe nail the ends. And then I can use those boards to make sure they stay 24 inches apart. There we go. We got all of our rafters up. We got everything braced to make sure it doesn't come off. Usually I'll do the siding all the way up first, but here we went ahead and we're cutting our rafter tails before we start doing the sheathing on the roof. Go to one end measure, go to the other end measure, and put a chalk line down on top of it. That way you can draw a line off each one to keep them nice and straight. Now you're looking to get this, just so your fascia, your sub fascia is going to be easy to put on. You get a nice straight line, looks good. Now you don't have to do that. It just looks better in my opinion. Now this is when you're working by yourself, and that's how you get panels up on the roof. You kind of put 1 or 2 up there. Usually I'll just grab them and throw them up, but at my age it's getting a little harder to do that. Now we're going to go ahead and sheathe this bad boy. And I do use clips on all roofs that are 24 inches apart. The rafters or the trusses are 24 inches apart. I use clips on them just so it gives it a little bit more sturdiness and kind of keeps the panels away from each other. But as you can see, we're all done getting it sheathed. I didn't think you wanted to waste time by watching me sheathe the whole roof. Now I left a gap like that at the top because I'm going to go ahead and put a full venting system. Now these are your strong backs. You need to have these in. It just tightens everything up so it doesn't move on you. I put 2 in, some put 1 down the center. I like putting them at right up next to the joints on the rafters. But I do mark each rafter and every 24 inches just because it's easier to keep the rafters straight when you're up there nailing them like that. So that way you can kind of move the rafter in place and go ahead and drive a nail in. And in most places you got to have this for code. Now these are the hurricane ties. Now I use these on everything, but you want to put them on all ends of the rafters, and you want to use these nails. It's just structural nails from Simpson, and they look like this. They're galvanized, but they're real thick, real strong. And I use this. It's a palm nailer that has a magnet inside there, so you could actually just take the nail and put it in. Sorry about the audio there. It didn't come in on the when I was filming. And then you put them like this on your rafters. That way, if your roof comes off, it's going to take the whole building. Now, as they say, they put holes in there for a reason. So you make sure that you put in a nail for each hole. Just like that. There we go. We got them all on there. Okay, next here, we're going to start doing our trim outside. What I'm doing here is I'm going to go ahead and mark the trim for the peak, the ridge. And how I do this, with your speed square, it's a 4/12 pitch. So you put it on your 4, have your pivot where it needs to be, and that's your angle. You know, knowing your pitch on your roof is really handy. And we're going to go ahead and put the fronts on. Now this is a little trick I use if you have boards that are a little bit longer, a little bit maybe out of whack, a little warping. These, it's just because I don't like being up on roofs, and this here just kind of holds it where I need it when I start nailing it in. So these are just real nice to have. You just get some scrap plywood, and then you can use that for when you put it up on the roof. That piece there will go up on top, so your roof will be right there, and it just holds it while you get everything centered and straight and nailed in. Okay, got the trim all up on top, got the doors cut out. We got the window cut out. Trim is all the way around top. We still got to put soffit up here, which will be next in line before we do these side pieces. But at least we got that done. Closed in the corner up here, so now it's starting to look like an actual shop now. A lot of nails. All right, let's keep going. Okay, I'm going to use this board here. We ran a chalk string, got it level, just so I can put my soffits up on this. And what I'm doing here is I put liquid nails on that side and down the seam. You know, it's no structural thing, but it's just kind of, I like having it stay for a while. You want to go ahead and get this in there so you'll make sure you line up your grooves if you're going to do this. So once you get in place, is you reach over awkwardly and make sure it's all snug. And grab your finish nailer. Start nailing away. It just works so well. And getting this, and you know, it really, to me, finishes it off really nice. I had the boards, you know, so we had this as leftovers. You know, so we didn't have to go and buy soffit material and so forth. And I think it looks nice. I went ahead and put extra quarter round just to kind of clean that up. Hey everybody, I just want to say thank you for watching the video all the way through. I surely appreciate it so much. And if you haven't already, you can click this button right here to subscribe. That would really be great. It doesn't cost nothing and you get really cool stuff coming. Hey, you can also take a look at right here and right here for other cool videos. But I do appreciate it and thank you so much for supporting the channel.